Sean, just in your mind, biggest reason came up empty tonight?
They were better than us. All departments. We didn't play well, and they were better than us. And we all have to take responsibility for that. Me first. Thought we could maybe get into positions for Seba and Romario early on to try and cause some problems with 3 up front. It didn't work, so I dropped Seba back in a little bit because they had complete control of the game from the start. Then after that 15 minutes, I thought we did well. We started creating a few chances, and unfortunately, if you don't take your chances when you're on top, you're at risk of obviously the set play they do. It's a great ball and a great run, difficult to defend against. We did have a player in that position to try and stop that, and just obviously didn't meet the ball first. And but even at 1-0 at half time, I thought if we got the next goal, we could probably go on and win it. And the chances that we created in the second half weren't as probably good as the ones in the first. So we were a little bit. We didn't cause them enough problems.
With the chances they had in the first half, I mean, they had 9 corners, and I thought their services were pretty decent all night. Is that something that you guys looked at beforehand, or did you expect to encounter that?
No, we knew they were dangerous on set plays. We spoke about not giving up as many as we possibly could, but that first 15 minutes we weren't at it in terms of being brave enough on the ball. We were a little bit timid on the ball. But like I said, once that 15 minutes had gone, I thought we were pretty good, and then the remainder of the first half, we had enough chances, I think, to maybe get ahead ourselves, and we didn't take it. And then, like I said, I think overall, if you were to look at the game and look at the two teams, over the season so far, they probably are a little bit better than us, And we've now got a big game next week where we've got to try and catch the points up to get to third, to get to second, to get to the top by the end of the season, and that's going to take a huge run again, which we've been on, and that now puts us at 2 defeats in 16 games, but 17 games. But I still think, we need to get on a run of wins.
It felt like from where I was sitting, when you guys were better, it was when center backs were getting around and crosses were putting them into the box. It seems like that kind of fell off a little bit in the second half. Is that just the players getting more tired, or?
I think probably a little bit of fatigue from the players' point of view, and you probably saw the same from them, because in the first half their centre backs were bringing the ball forward a lot and getting forward a lot. So that was, I think we're both very similar in style. The teams, it's just at this moment in time they've won this game tonight, and we've got to look at winning the next one.
I think we saw it definitely more in the second half, but they were totally fine to be slow between restarts, but then even when they started, being fine, just working it out of the back as slow as they could.
Yeah.
I know that there was a lot of wanting to make sure that you don't get beaten by the press with Romario and Augie on the outsides, but then kind of sending Elliott a bit more to that middle center back. Could you kind of just talk us through the?
Yeah, there was a couple of times we turned it over, but once we turned it over, we didn't do enough with the ball. So we were trying to draw them into, and in the second half, we talked about the central one being the one on the ball. And trying to leave it as late as possible to go towards him to reduce his space. And then obviously the more he brings the ball, the less space he has. And then once we turn that over, if he's the one that gets turned over and the other 2 centre backs are wider, we could go straight for the goal. And we turned him over a couple of times, but didn't capitalise on it.
It's, I think, 3 without a win at home now. Obviously you don't love that, but you're away for a little bit now. So what can you do with the run of the away games?
We've got tough games coming. I've always said, the middle part of the season, we're in the middle part of the season, it can be up and down. Sometimes your start can be really, really good or really bad, and we had a bad one. Then we put a consistent run together, with the Open Cup and everything else. We need to get ourselves playing again, get some results, because it's when you get to that last sort of 10 to 8 games is when, the games are really difficult. We've got a run of teams now that is going to be tough for us, but we do need to do better at home.
Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, 2 supporters. One's called Leo, and one's called the GOAT. I think both of them think they're the GOAT. Apparently, they told me to say that when I was over there, so I've mentioned them.